Hi, it's me again. Um, Obviously, I'm making another video. I'm not going to be getting to questions and comments and whatnot as of right now, but I guess I pretty much had to talk. um, it's not something I do often, typically because I'm used to, if I say my feelings, it ends up in uh, negative repercussions, like basically being told that I'm wrong or that my point isn't valid. So I just keep my mouth shut. Um, my little topic today is going to be self-injury, so trigger warning, blah blah blah. I'll put it in writing at the beginning too. So I went to Catholic school between kindergarten and 8th grade. I was in there for 9 years. The only credit that I can give it is that I had a fantastic education, and by the time that I got to a public high school, I was wondering how some of these kids passed 5th grade. So I definitely did see a difference in that. My point is that I was the target. It wasn't a huge school. There wasn't tons and tons and tons of kids. But I was the target to be bullied. Which in turn basically left me suicidal by the age of 11. I remember on my 12th birthday, I was pissed off at something. I don't remember. I ran up in my bedroom and there'd been a thumbtack in the wall or something, and the end had broken off, so it was just the point kind of sticking out. And I ran up in my room and went jumping in my bed, and as I did so, kind of scratched my arm up against the tack. And as pissed off and I guess adrenalized, that's not a word. Sorry. As full of adrenaline as I was, it felt pretty good. So I sat there and just kind of scratched my arm up around the tack. That made me feel better. So I ended up moving on to bigger, better, more standard tools. When I was 14 through 19, I was dating a guy. He was verbally abusive, although I will give it to him that he never put his hands on me. And had a lot of needs, and was very possessive and very protective of me. So it wasn't a good 5 years. He also self-injured and was also suicidal. So anytime the smallest thing went wrong, you know how teenagers are, where they get overly dramatic and everything is the end of the world and they want to die. And I can kind of still understand that as an adult sometimes, but not as consistently as being a teenager. But yeah, so we would kind of go back and forth, and I mean, we had our issues, and we were kind of each other's issues in a fucked up way. But I couldn't get away from him because every time I tried to, he would threaten to hurt or kill himself, and he would actually try. So I had that guilt on my shoulders for a long time. I'm not going to sit here and shit talk him and then not tell you the end of the story. We are now absolute best friends. After me, he dated a girl who basically had the same level of possessiveness over him. So karma kind of came back and bit his ass really hard. So he ended up coming back and apologizing, and we're actually really, really good friends. He's one of my best friends. and he watches over my mom and I, like we were still together. Like when we just had Hurricane Sandy, I told him, you are on standby. If my mom calls you and says you need to come over here right now, you're going over, because at that time I was in California. I said, you're going over, and he said, yep. Okay. So he still calls her mom and everything, and that's besides the point. My problem is I can't talk to people. I can't talk. It's like permanent writer's block in my head, and I can't put thoughts into words if I'm face to face with somebody. So I'm hoping, sitting in front of a freaking camera and staring at my miserable ass right now, I'm hoping that it's going to be some kind of helpful. I have trouble reaching out. I did try earlier with one of my brothers, and it didn't work. I didn't know what to say to him. I basically ended up telling him, it's like, I'm really fucked up in the head right now. It was really weird. It was like, I think I ended up telling him it was like I was suicidal, but I didn't actually want to kill myself, and I didn't actually want to die. I don't know how to put my feelings into words. So, I'm all over the place. I apologize. So, the last time that I had self-injured was, 2005, when I finally, got away from Brian. And it was a rough breakup, and I kind of went through it at that point, but after that I was like, alright, I'm 19, 20 years old, I need to stop. This needs to stop. I'm not a teenager anymore. I should be dealing with my problems in healthier ways. I need to find healthier ways. So, I did. I hadn't done it in, I guess it's 7 years now. Tonight I fucked up. Tonight I fucked up. Bad. I fucked up bad. So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I never planned on doing it. It just happened. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously I'm in a bad enough place, which I didn't even know I was this freaking bad. Obviously I'm in a bad enough place to the point where I'm not thinking anymore, and that's kind of scary. So I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for lectures. I just kind of, I needed to talk, and I can't do it to people, especially telling them something like this, because people don't tend to greet this well when you're telling them face to face. So yeah, I will try to catch up on videos possibly tonight, just to kind of keep myself occupied. But thank you for listening, and hopefully the next one will be a little more upbeat. And I will be around. Love you guys.